tuned into the Making a Change Group's Community Report every Thursday at 10 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and cmpradio.net's platform. Making a Change Group is dedicated to empowering youth, strengthening families, and serving as a community connector for the city of Chester and Delaware County. Thank you for tuning in.
Family, good morning. I'm Michelle Jackson. I'm the program director at Making a Change Group. And today we've got a lot on deck for conversation today. There's so many things going on in our city and some things that we definitely need to be aware of that Brother Gio has, as he's going to bring up in his segment. We've got tons of activities. We've had a lot of activity over this last weekend, so let's dig right into it. The very first activity that we got going on, and just remember, fam, that you'll be able to get all the information that we are going to be talking about now as far as activities and things right on our website. So at makingachangegroup.org, you'll be able to go there and see the flyers and things that we are talking about today right there, so for you to reference to. So the very first one we want to talk about is Chester Business Association members. They're doing a meet and greet, and that is going to be happening at Vittles, and that's at 8th and Sproul Street in Chester. If people are not familiar, when you're riding down 9th Street and you pass the high school on the left-hand side, or if you're going towards the high school on the, and the building is on the left-hand side coming back from the east side, is a big mural that says Vittles. The building right in front of that, not the one it's connected to, but the one right there on the corner across from Sandro's Trophies, that is the new Vittles building. And there is a food court inside with amazing Black chefs that are in there making food, healthy, delicious food for the community. Go in there and support them. There's other vendors. There's Ray's Diner. There's Everybody Eats Cafe. There's The Perfect Catch. And then there's also an awesome bakery that's there every Saturday as well. So head in there. There's salons in there and all of that. Head in there on Wednesday, June the 1st, 2022 from 4 to 5:30. And you'll be able to get some information about the Chester Business Association. You definitely want to connect with that organization. It is many members strong. They've got a voice and access to resources that every single business in this city needs to take advantage of. Don't miss out because you don't know about it already. Get in there, find out about it, and see how that CBA is going to be able to help you. Our next activities that we got going on, and we'll talk about what happened last weekend. We'll talk about last weekend as well. If anyone had an opportunity to go to the Career and Resource Fair at Chester High School on Saturday, that event was amazing. We had employers on site, ready to interview, ready to take resumes, ready to get you in and get you started. We also had other community resources for education. There was resources there for families. There was resources there for free summer camps. So you definitely didn't want to miss that. And then the city had another career fair that happened on Saturday after the one at Chester High that ran into Sunday. And those were all county jobs, all county opportunities for folks that are here in Chester and right outside in the Delaware County that had the opportunity to go and find about employment for the county. So you definitely wanted to be able to take advantage of those resources. If anybody has any questions, make sure you call the city, make sure you call City Hall and find out if you can get a list of those vendors for sure. All right, let's see what other activities we have, any other flyers that we have. On this Saturday, part 2 for the second annual cleanup project for Green Lawn Cemetery. Remember, everybody, it started last week. The second part is this weekend from 8 to 12 noon. There is always a need for volunteers to come out with their lawn equipment. So weed trimmers, weed whackers, trash bags, rakes, hose. If you have anything that you can use, that you use on your lawn, make sure you head out to Green Lawn Cemetery so that we as a community can help to keep that space where our loved ones and our ancestors are buried. The event is being organized by Dr. Dexter Davis, Sr., Jay Francis, and Miss Twyla Simpkins. They're also accepting donations. You can send those donations to Family Inc. That's P.O. Box 1455, Brookhaven, PA 19015, or you can Cash App it to $GLCRP. But more than anything, we need bodies. We need volunteers out there getting those graves cleaned and respectable so that we can honor, again, our family members and our ancestors. So definitely make sure if you can donate a few hours of time, definitely will be appreciated. Make sure you're out there on Saturday between 8 and 12. Strong African American Families. This series, which is fun, free, and interesting and engaging, not just for adults, but for young people. This is for all families. You take your young people and yourself. It is a 6 to 7 week series where you get a chance to talk and experience and do activities that are going to help you as a family to grow. And that's something we're going to touch on in a few minutes as well. But these activities, all the feedback has been super positive. Make sure you take a look at it. It helps us to communicate better. It helps us learn more about each other as a family. Meals and prizes are provided every single week. The Healthy Kids Running Program, that is sponsored by the Triple Foundation, Giant, and it starts on Sundays. It starts on Sundays, and there's a whole series, and it helps to help us learn about how our kids can get healthier by running and walking. So, and that is the easiest and the freest activity we can do we take advantage or take control of our health by walking and running. And it's so important to get our young people started on that early. So make sure you go to our website and take a look at that flyer so you can get the information. We're doing Skate in the Park. That's Saturday, May 28th, 2022. It's going to be from 11 to 1. It's going to be at Chester Park. Go through the main entrance right on 2500 Edgemont Avenue through the rock arches. There will be skates available. First come, first serve. But definitely contact Amanda Johnson at 610-447-7718. She is an avid skater. It is a great way to get some exercise and have some fun. It's sponsored by Amachi Chester and Chester City. So let's skate in the park on Saturday, May 28th. Z&L Entertainment presents the first annual Chester Day. And that is going to be it's a whole weekend. So it's June 10th, June 11th, and June 12th. It's a citywide Orange and Black Day. On June 10th, June 11th is Chester Day Festival, and on June 12th is a brunch day party. So definitely make sure you get some information from our website so you can participate in that. There is a gun buyback, and this is a county-wide gun buyback. But we definitely want our Chester residents to help reduce gun violence in the city. Individuals who are surrendering their weapons and ammunition will be offered compensation for turning in guns and ammunition. There are no questions asked with the gun buyback. You can just turn them in with no questions. It's a 2-day event. It's going to be June 10th, which is on a Friday from 2 to 6. And that is going to be held on the west side location and the east side location, and June 11th, which is a Saturday, from 10 to 2. Free gun locks will be available at all drop-off locations. The west side location will be Bethany Baptist Church. That's 1121 Tillman Street, Chester. And the east side location is going to be at the Recreation Center at 1102 Upland Street, Chester, PA 19013. So definitely make sure you go to our website and get all the information. No questions asked, just drop off guns and ammunition. Help to make our city safer. There is a community shred event coming up. So for all Chester residents and business owners, is a free shred event. When we talk about keeping our businesses and our personal finances secure, our personal information, that's June 10th and 11th. That's going to be Friday and Saturday from 9 to 2 p.m. at City Hall in the parking lot. And that's 1 East 4th Street as sponsored by Councilman Portia West and the Department of Streets and Public Improvements. So definitely go to the City Hall parking lot and make sure you get all of your items or your documents shredded for free for 2 days. That's for city residents and business owners. Juneteenth event at the Chester Cat Center and Amachi. Chester, they're going to be presenting their annual Juneteenth event. If anyone has ever been involved, you know that the Cat Center does an amazing Juneteenth event. They are partnering with Amachi Chester this year. So you're going to save that date. That's June 18th. It's going to be from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock. It's going to be at Ethel Waters Park in Chester, PA. There's going to be food, face painting, live performances, stilt walkers, vendors. They're looking for sponsors and vendors. The admission is free. The entire family is invited. So come out and celebrate our history and our culture and our heritage at the Juneteenth event on June 18th. And it's called Tie One On for prostate and colon cancer. Again, this is an annual event. This is the 4th annual event. Family fun. There's going to be personal trainers. I'm leading the workshops, free healthcare screenings, free healthcare information, and giveaways. It's going to be held at Subaru Park in Chester, PA. There's going to be a run walk. So there is an entrance fee for walkers and runners and riders. So we're going to be able to walk, we're going to be able to run and ride to learn more about health and our prostate and colon cancer health. So make sure you get information from our website so that you can be a part of this event. And Delaware County Council is doing a Delco summer camp. So there are scholarships towards the cost of the camp. It is for children under 15. So you can definitely go and get the information for this website. So this will be able to support unemployed Delco caregivers. Definitely go there because there is a $1,000 credit for caregivers. So make sure you get the information about what's available for us for caregivers for the summer through Delco, Delaware County Council. And then the last announcement that we have, guys, is for our camp. So Making a Change Group is going to be hosting our camp for young people between ages 8 and 18. We're going to be every Thursday in July. So make sure that you keep up with us and send your information to us through our website and get registered so we can get that information out to you as soon as it arrives. So thanks everyone for hearing about all of our events. There was tons of things going on. I'm gonna have Richard hop on, invite Richard in. He's our case manager for our GVine program, so that we can talk about what we saw happening at the Career and Resource Fair on Saturday. I've already mentioned to everyone that it was an amazing event. There was tons of people out. The school district provided an amazing breakfast. There were snacks, there was giveaways. People got gift cards. We got gift cards to Target and Amazon. And but the most amazing thing that I saw was that families were able to come and get information and resources for what's happening this summer. Ladies, gentlemen, citywide neighbors, We have got to think objectively and be proactive about what we're going to do with our young people this summer. What are we offering them? What are we bringing to the table for them this summer? It is extremely important that our young people don't just go from school to nothing or school to one thing. It is going to be important. And Josh and Gio, you guys jump in too if you have opinions and if you have a perspective. My thought is that young people need to do more than one thing, even in school, even when they're in school, even now before school ends. If you have the opportunity to get your young people in an after school program, in some type of community program, some type of activity that happens on the weekend, I think we need to layer them. I don't think that we do our young people any service, or we do them an injustice. We don't expose them to as much as possible, that is good and positive, because that's how we help them to be more creative. That's how we help their imaginations. That's how we help them to see what's possible for them when they do more than just go to school and come home. That's not enough.
Absolutely, Michelle. I think the key word you said there is exposure. These young men and women, even families, mothers and fathers, need to be exposed to certain things in order for them to grow. I thought Saturday's event was amazing. The setting was amazing. You came in, you started off with a good hot meal. That was number one. A chance to sit down with your family and children and just talk.
And it was good.
And it was
good.
It was delicious. So yeah, absolutely. The eggs, everything was just spot on.
Grits, potatoes, fried potatoes, all kinds of stuff. Sausage. Oh.
Yeah, that was that meal right there really put me on. I was like, oh man, I gotta sit down after that.
That's right. And for our non-pork eaters, there was turkey, sausage, there was bacon. It was fruit cups, yogurt, all kinds of stuff. So any diet, but you're right. It gave everyone who came as a family to sit down and just chill and like totally chill, be served. They were able to be served. They didn't have to do anything, just sit and enjoy that time together. So that I didn't even think about that.
Absolutely. And you know what? And I just wanted to think of the setting. Right. We came into a place that was very familiar to us, Chester High. I mean, we got there and I'm thinking, myself, I was saying, I'm reliving my moments as I walk through the Chester High door. So there's a certain pride as you enter into this realm, because I've graduated from here. I'm thinking this is my place where I got my education. My first love, this and that. I mean, I'm just friends. And you know what? So there's definitely a sense of pride entering into that building, then being able to sit down and eat with your family, your coworkers, and share. And then, this energy that was there when we started. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to begin. And that energy just shot off. People were able to go communicate. And you know what was amazing to me is when people were like, hey, I remember you, I know you. And then that led into another conversation. Information was shared. It got deeper than just sharing information. I'm pretty sure that itself is like the glue to this community. When you get to meet somebody again and you're talking about your family, your children with them, you know what? I got some resources for you. Let me share this with you. I thought that was a just amazing experience to see the people of Chester, the community of Chester, just be reunited into a place they went to school, a place to bond, have food with their family, and be reunited with friends or people they know and get resources. It was tremendously amazing.
Yeah. And, you mentioned energy. Like, I think that sometimes we assume that the energy is low, because maybe that's what happened in the past. But there is a new day. It is a new day. We're going to events and, going to different, different events and different happenings around this area. And the energy is high. Yes. It is not, and maybe it has been in the past, maybe in the past or before you go to events and don't really, you're not really getting nothing, not really offering nothing. It is not that way anymore. Saturday was a perfect example of that. It was bright. It was live. It was cool music playing. It was, the food was good. The people were good. And the vendors that were there were really bringing stuff to the table. When, the Boys and Girls Club said that there were going to be jobs available. There were jobs available. I mean, employers just looking for jobs, looking for people to come in and get employed. There were HR managers there ready to interview people on the spot. So, for those that are, listening, and people who are, maybe sitting back like, yeah, I don't know if it was all that. It really was. So when Mac is talking about different events, these are people that we partner with. So if we say they're bringing something to the table, then, they brought it on Saturday.
As a case manager for G-Vine, one of the greatest resources I've seen there were resources for young men and women to work with their hands. They were like, hey, you know what? We have carpentry, we have this, we have that. And if you hear the requirements for a lot of these things, they're very minute. I mean, most of them are free. You have to have certain things to get to these programs, but they're not overwhelming, and they're out there. And a lot of young people, usually when I have a conversation with them, say, you know what, I really like working with my hands, Yeah.
The fire still, one example. Oh, 1 second, Josh. I don't want to forget. The fire department was there. A captain from the fire department. And not only do they have positions available, but they have paid training for young men and women that are interested in being a part of the fire department. And maybe that's a non-traditional job, or people haven't thought about it much in the past, but the fire department not only is an admirable career, but it is one that you can move up.
Mm-hmm.
You can move up and advance in your career, and not just provide for your family coming in, but be able to provide even better for yourself and your family as you move up in your career. This is not just one place where you go in and you sit. That when he explained to me that they have a training program that pays while the young men and women are training, that right there is a gold mine. So you can earn while you're learning how to move into a career that you can have all over this world. It's not something that's just required here. You can start working here and decide you want to move anywhere in the world and be able to work as a firefighter. I thought it just was amazing. Go ahead, Josh.
Well, I was going to say, it definitely sounded like I missed an amazing event. I was under the weather this weekend. I'm back. Rich, you owe me breakfast, because it sounded like you really enjoyed that breakfast. But definitely big on our events. I love seeing our community come out. One of my biggest takeaways I always say is, now we know each other. Now, when we go back out to community, those people that we're meeting, those families, those children that we're meeting at these events, we're now connected, and we now share that we now know each other's names. And I love that takeaway. And like I always say, let's make them bigger. Imagine if it was 200 men and women at these events. Imagine if it was 300 families at these events, that now we know each other. Now we have that intimate relationship that could possibly save a life, that could possibly see that young man or that young woman that's going through something. And now I feel comfortable enough to say something because I know you now. I share this intimate relationship, this intimate conversation with you. So definitely build on our events.
Let's build on that, Josh. What if we get to a place where we don't even need 100 or 200 families to come to an employment event because everybody is getting employed? That's where we want to get to.
Absolutely.
We don't want to always have to.
And
I
I
want everybody to be coming to get additional resources. But man,
Absolutely.
I would love for people to take advantage of all these employment opportunities that are out here, so that we can then just focus on supporting,
and not just. And I was speaking, I'm sorry, Michelle, I was speaking in a sense, and not just our employment events, but all of them, all of our family events, all of our things that we host at Vittles or at the park, our summer camps, even the cleanup at the cemetery. Come on, bring your family out. That's an intimate setting that we can share something. We're growing as a community, and we're helping our community together.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's, these things are really great. We got to connect these points, right? And one of the things I thought of is when I first got married, I was struggling with, what am I going to do? I don't have money to take the family anywhere. And I was ignorant to these events. You know what? And I'm encouraging families to plan. We have a list of events Michelle just went over. You know what? I encourage you, let's plan with the family to make it a family affair, to go out and enjoy that day with the family at these events. I challenge you to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to try to make every one of these, because then you get to get out the house. Number one, COVID has set us back so bad. Two, you get to expose your children and yourself to some really fun times and some information out there that is helpful. And three, you can make this an ongoing thing where it becomes an experience, and this experience can be passed on. But I know my children are always like, Pop, you don't take us nowhere. You don't do this and that. And now I've been challenged to like, okay, now I got something for you. You want to go skating? We got skating. You want to go here? Let's go here.
Yeah.
You going to want to go run? Let's go run. But you know what? It's a bonding moment. We learn at every one of these events. And that is one thing I will say. I'm going to put that out there into the open. As a young man, I was more sheltered into my room where, you know, I really wasn't in the street as much. I'm very honest. I was a nerd in the sense where I'm going into my room, I'm drawing, I'm playing my video games. That was my escape. But if I knew then what I know now, I would have lived a little bit more by going to certain things, exposing myself, learning, because I'm learning stuff now that I love. You know, I love going camping. I wish I would have did that way back. But I needed that exposure. And my mom was working 2 or 3 jobs. So but I really wish I would have had that exposure. And that's what I'm doing now. Go out and to these events, have a great time, connect, get the information that's there. It's amazing.
And then that leads back to our layering.
Mm-hmm.
When we think about our young people that we work with all the time and our families, it's not enough to just do one thing as a family or as a young person. We got to do more. Absolutely. So, you know, if your young person is in school and you still have we still are in Coosa and Toby Farms and the Boys and Girls Club every day until all the way to the end of this month, to the first week in June. We have activities for our after school program. Get them back involved in that. And then when summer's over, have them go to our camp. We have tennis lessons. We're going to have kickball games. We're going to have all kinds of stuff. But then have them do something on the other days as well. Layer. You want to layer the support that you need for your family. Go ahead, Josh.
Absolutely. No, when you said layer, it's an old saying that popped in my head, and I'm sure we all heard it, that idle time is the devil's workshop.
Absolutely.
You know, we have to give them more and more positive things to do. The more they have positive activities to attend, that's less time that they have to hang around the wrong people. That's less time they have to hear wrong information. That's less time they have to get wrong programming. That's less time they have to indulge in wrong activities. So please definitely layer them on. Attend as many events as you can. And the cool thing about these events, they're not just for the kids, they're for the family as a whole. Yeah. And I love that Rich said that, wow, this gave me an outlet to also implicate my family. You know, it gave me a structure of events for my family. And that's what we do it for. And that's so dope. You know, to be able to see it work, not just in the community, but in our own lives.
Absolutely. So and that leads right into, because a lot of what we do here at Making a Change Group is we want to create more change makers. We want to grab onto our young people and our families so that they can become more socially aware, not just having activity to do activity, but strengthening yourself, strengthening your family, strengthening young people, and then strengthening your community. And where we do that is because that helps us. The way we do it is become more aware. So a big part of what we do with Making a Change Group is as advocates. And this is where I want Gio to jump back in because, you know, we just had our primary votes went in on, we voted on Tuesday, and we voted for a ton of people. It wasn't just what was happening here in our city, but we were voting for people that were going to affect us countywide, statewide, and nationwide. So being able to be aware and helping our young people and our families stay aware of that's a big part of what we do at Making a Change Group. We cannot make a change if we don't know what's going on outside of our door. You know, we can't just be one house. This is a whole community. It's not just one neighborhood. It's a whole city. It's not one city. We're a part of a whole county, which is a part of a state, which is a part of the nation. And if we are not aware, that's when we don't get what we deserve. as a community if we aren't aware and we don't then take our awareness and put action to it. So I know Gio has, not just tons of information, but he's very he is very learned in what is going on in our communities, and we have to listen to those of us that know so that we can then do better. So Gio, you want to give a recap of not just what happened as a result of the elections, but now what our next steps are? What do we need to be doing as a community to make sure that we move towards a positive direction?
Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone?
Good morning.
Josh, how you good, brother? Rich, what's going on?
What's up, Gio?
I cannot complain. Getting right into it. We have Carol Kazane. I mean, shouts out to Carol and her whole team and what they did this week and the momentum that they have. Like, so the important thing is celebrating the fact that Carol won the primary and then retooling and going on and supporting her in the general election that's coming up in November. And in the meantime, while we're doing that, as a community, we need to come together still for community events. So the same way we came out for this is the same way we need to come together for community events all through the summer. With the GVON program, we got a bunch of things coming down the pike for the summer. And the thing is, we need y'all to get your sons and y'all daughters enrolled. We need y'all to register them with us so that we can find what's best to help them. You know what I'm saying? So that's the important thing. First thing is celebrating Carol and celebrating the achievement that the ladies out in the city did. They put boots on the ground. They put people in places that needed to be. They got their voices heard and everybody spoke. So we need to take that same energy and apply it to our everyday lives. Our everyday lives, meaning our sons, meaning our daughters, meaning enrolling them in activities that's going to keep them grounded, that's going to keep them motivated, making sure that we're there. So that's the most important thing moving forward that we got to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love what you said about we're celebrating, but we still got work to do.
Yes.
Tuesday was just a primary. That's just determining who's going to be on the ticket. Now we need to continue to educate ourselves, continue to educate our neighbors, continue to get people registered to vote, informed about who they're voting for and the issues that they're voting for, and making their voices heard, being present in the community, being out talking to each other. The summer can be very challenging for us as a city. It can be, but I think if we start thinking about what we're going to do this summer and be intentional about where we're putting our children, where are we putting ourselves, where are we volunteering our time, where are we showing up, the more people in the community are showing up and putting themselves in positive spaces, we can have an amazing summer. Our violence can stay way down this summer. We don't have to submit ourselves to a summer where we see violence going up. We see, people being more agitated and irritated and fighting and things like that. We don't have to see that. Mm-hmm. We've got some positive things going on in our community. Carol, Kazim, you're right. Her and her team were everywhere. So if that can happen for that short amount of time, why don't we just continue that as a community? Pick up that positive energy and just move it through the city. It's no reason why we can't. We have all of the tools, and anything we don't have, let's start having a conversation about who else do we need to move forward. What other issues do we have as a community that we need to address as a community? We don't have to always wait for somebody to get in the office to make change. We can make change. We can make change right here, I think. So we got the summer camp coming up. We're gonna do a Peace in the Parks series with GVON, where we're gonna just be in in all of our neighborhoods, just talking to people, knocking on doors and cleaning up our parks and spending time together positively as families. So I think that we have I think we got a lot of tools. Jill, talk a little bit more about some of the issues that you see that we need to be concerned about as a community. Because sometimes I think, Jill, that I think that some of our community members can get stuck on issues from the past. That sometimes I think there's so much focus on what we didn't have in the past that we don't always see where we've got some power. If I'll say it this way, like some people will say, oh, well, we can't make a difference because nobody cares about what's going on in our city. And I think that politically that stunts us. I think that slows us down. It makes us susceptible to not having a voice. So what should we be saying to people out when we're out in the community to help them know that we do have a voice?
I mean, simply you seeing it in real time, you living it in real time, you seeing voices being heard in real time, you seeing voices make a change in real time. You just seen it Tuesday. Like the evidence is right in your face. You just seen it last year with Stephon Roots. These votes matter. Your voice can be heard. You can mobilize and be heard. Numbers matter. Like you can't do it by yourself, but numbers matter. A group of people matter. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get together and you got to mobilize, and we have to mobilize. Whatever we want, like we can make them do it. Like we've been saying that. Like,
yeah, when we start talking about numbers, I don't know who saw the numbers, but those numbers were close. When Gio's saying every voice matters, every vote matters, he is not saying this just to because it sounds good. They were counting numbers, counting votes until the last minute to determine this winner, and this is a big deal for us. This is state rep position. This is nothing small. This is a big, big deal. So when you hear somebody say your vote matters, do not blow it off. It is serious. It makes a huge difference about, if we're going to win and get what's better for our community. It matters if you stay in. So it's good to get people out.
And speaking of what you said about being stuck in the past and whatnot, see the message now is, and it has been, we're operating in the now. We're not working with anything that had to do with the past. We're operating with the problems we have right now, and we dealing with them right now. So we're not worrying about, and that's the message. We're not worrying about any past gripes. We're not worrying about any petty differences. We're not worrying about any of that. We operating in the now. So moving forward, especially with the youth movement, is operating now. We want change now. So we're not working with the past. So anybody that's on that, we would advise them that we're gonna let that go because we operating now. We operating from step one and we moving forward. You can't move forward if you stuck reliving things, stuck in your past. Like therapy teach you that. Like you got to get past that. So you just make a point, and that's just where we starting, and we moving forward. We operating in it now. So whatever problem come up, we face it head on right now. You don't let it fester.
Gee, I think one of the words you used that piqued my interest, you said momentum. And I like that. I like momentum because when I think momentum, I think motion, I think movement. I've worked with so many people who've had experiences in trauma and depression. And the number one thing that happens to anybody who's experienced that is the stagnant part, where they just, they hit rock bottom. It's easy to stay there, but nothing grows. I know a lot of people have probably experienced certain things in life, but like you said, therapy, that's another thing. When you said therapy, I thought about some of these things that I've learned is that you do have to get up and start this motion. And it's a progressive thing, though. You're not going to just go 0 to 60. It's a little, but you got to make these steps, and then the velocity builds. And that's where we are at right now. We're in the now. The kids, it's so important that the kids see us in motion, so they can learn how to be in motion and live in the now and grow into the future and grab these opportunities that we are providing. We have to build that momentum moving forward, and bring our family with us in these experiences.
The one thing that it brings to mind for me is when Denzel Washington said this in his commencement speech was to fall forward. And one of the things that he said was that Thomas Edison had 1,000 failed experiments, but no one paid attention to that because the 1,001 was the light bulb. Fall forward. So we can't be stuck. We're going to fail. We're learning as a community. There's going to be things that's not going to be as perfect, but we're going to continue to get better if we keep working together, if we keep coming together, if we keep showing up to these events, if we keep getting our babies enrolled in these programs, if we keep staying focused, it's definitely going to get better.
Yeah. Gio also said that you mentioned coming together and past, would you say past conflicts? Like sometimes it can be humbling to not be right. Like you don't want to admit it, right? But I think that the more responsible response when we don't agree is to have a conversation, hash it out, and then move forward. Because ultimately, I think when you have that conversation and hash it, and I don't mean arguing like I'm right, you right, you did this. I'm not accusatory, but this happened. I feel this way, you feel this way. Where can we come on a common ground and just move forward? Because for the most part, I believe that most of us have the same ideals, the same things we want at the end. We want our households to be whole. We want our young people to be healthy and happy and safe. We want to be able to provide for our families in a way that is equitable and there's no lack. We want our communities to be green. We want them to be clean. We want them to be safe. We want to have the basics, the basic safeties in our community. We want our police to work. We want our fire services to work. We want, our city to work. We want our school district to work. We want our streets to be, smooth. We want our street lights to come on. We want, that's what we want. So if we all want that, then let's have our individual conversations if we need to kind of hash out where we aren't on the same page. And once we get that as adults, we should just move forward as together and move forward to the bigger purpose. Because what I heard from you, all three of you guys, is nobody can do it by themselves. Numbers matter. We got to be unified. We got to be clear on what our vision is, which Gio said it's on the now. We ain't talking about what happened before. So if you need to go through therapy, if you need to call somebody and have a conversation, if you need to hash it out, do that, and then just let's go. Everybody, let's just go. And so we can get to the end, because I was really excited about Tuesday. I was excited about that.
Like I said, shouts out to the ladies. Miss Anita and let me see, Lynn Mayfield and Neen and all them sisters. Know what I'm saying? Like, they real live role warriors. So whatever cause they really be with, it'd be cool. It's dope to get behind them because they fight for so much. They don't just fight for one thing. So you see them, they be at a lot of different things. They fighting for a lot of different things at the same time. So it'd be dope to support them, and it's dope to see them win. I'm saying it's dope.
Absolutely.
Real rap. It's dope that women, because it was pretty much like an all-woman thing, and it was dope that they came together. They had a plan, put their plan together, and it came out winning. And that's the lesson. That's what I mean by that's the momentum. When you see something, you seeing this happen in real time. So if you seen a group of women go against what they consider to be a machine, something that was unbeatable, and a group of women, homegrown, Chester ladies, came together and they won. So that's a lesson that all it takes is for a small group of dedicated people to come together, man, and you can make something happen.
Shout out to those ladies, man. That's really, really dope.
And the support, and what I hear you saying, Gio, is it's not only is it dope to see it, it's dope to support it.
Yeah.
It's just being in agreement with the vision. It does. It just.
It's like we got to get used to being part of positive things. You know what I'm saying? We got to reprogram ourselves that the positive things are what's dope. Like we so stuck in that everything negative is dope. We're not used to doing positive things and getting positive outcomes from them. You see what I'm saying? People will do something positive and it don't work and they stop. But like I said, the lesson is you come together as a group, dedicated, you got a cause, you really believe in it. Shit, you can shock the world. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then follow through.
Yeah, like you can get on the front page of the paper. Like,
follow through because there's more steps. It doesn't end with Tuesday. It doesn't end with us shouting them out today. We have to stay committed, stay what you said in that positive vein, get used to doing things that are positive, getting used to being recognized for things that are positive.
And that's why it's important. And that's why it's important not to stop. That's why I said it was dope. It's dope. She won. We celebrate the fact that she knocked off something big. Now we keep the same momentum, put that out in the community just like that. We're going to have block parties all summer. We're going to have park events all summer. We're running a trip to the Black History Museum in June. We're going to have programs and events all summer. We want the community to come out just like that. And that swell is going to get bigger. Come November, she went easy. You feel me? So like, and in the same time, in the same vein, everybody in the community is engaging with each other. Eating with each other. We talking with each other. We building with each other. We doing positive things with each other. We getting used to doing positive things together and seeing positive outcomes. So like I said, it was a lesson. So
and everybody can be involved in it.
Big.
Absolutely.
Everybody can be involved in that. Even if you don't agree with with maybe Carol Kazim's mission, you may not be in her camp right now. We're not saying you have to be. We're saying that there is positive change happening. Come out, get educated, and so you can make an informed decision.
You can't argue success. You can't argue success.
No, absolutely, you cannot. You cannot. But I don't want to.
They won, and they did. They said what they wanted, and they went out and got it. That's a lesson for our daughters. That they can go and they can do whatever they want. They can get together with other like-minded women, and they can do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, and our young men, that it's okay to support a strong woman.
Absolutely.
It's important for men to support them. Like when they out here and they doing their things, and they out here and they disagreeing with people, talking to them a certain kind of way and treating them a certain kind of way, it's incumbent upon us as men to stand with them, regardless of their politics or whatever they believe in. You're supposed to stand with them because you're a man.
Yeah.
We the men of this community, and that's what the GVON program is about.
Right.
The GVON program is about reprogramming our young men and showing them how real men are supposed to behave. We're supposed to support our system.
Yeah.
Even if you ain't saying eye to eye, you support them. You make sure they safe. You make sure they secure. You know what I'm saying? So,
Gio, I think that's amazing. Understanding that there's a position for each one of us, right? There's a position. We have to expose ourselves out there into this work and find out, like that winning team, right? I like what you're saying, because it's like you're saying, look, you could be part of this winning team. We up there, we up on the scoreboard, we up on points. But the thing is, what's your position? When you say, I want to be part of this, realize that there is a position for you out there to be part of this team, right? But you will never know unless you get up, you participate, you get inspired, and you say, I want to be part of this. What can I do? And let me tell you, your position matters. What you do in your position will matter. Yeah, like Gio said, you might not agree, but you're there. And as a man, you're protecting. Not only are you protecting, but you're showing that, look, we're here to support our women who are trying to make a change, who are in a position to make a change. We're here to support them.
I mean, like at the end of the day, it's their right.
It's the right.
We standing up for their right. Win, lose, or draw. You feel me? If you win, you lose. That's irrelevant. It's your right to go ahead and put your name in the hat and be treated the same way everybody else is.
Yeah.
And if you not, it's important as us men in our community. These are our sisters. They are aunts. They are moms. They are daughters. It's important for us to make sure that they're gonna be treated fairly. Win, lose, or draw. Now I'm saying you're gonna treat them like you treat everybody else.
Yeah.
It's just, and it's important that our community, we just step outside of our comfort zone. One of my biggest things, I don't want us to become comfortable complainers. I think a lot of the community as a whole, we look at the past and they let us down and they lied to us, and we become comfortable complainers. Oh, I'm not going out and vote. I don't care. My voice don't count. It does. It absolutely does. Do not be a comfortable complainer. If you want to be a part of change, you have to be a part of change. You have to show up. You cannot it's not enough just to sit at home and watch the news and say, oh my goodness, I can't believe this has happened. What are you doing about it? Yeah. What are you doing about it right now in your immediate community? Your neighbors, the children that's playing outside of your house, the kids that's running in and out of the store, the kids that you know that's going into your local store and stealing. What are you doing right now? Or are you becoming a comfortable complainer?
I just love that. That's a good point, Josh. But what I love and I appreciate it, I'm gonna speak for all the women that are listening, all the women who are not hearing it. We appreciate the points that y'all are making about transforming our thought processes to protect our women. Because as women, we need y'all. We need men. We need, whether they, like you said, Gio, like you said, Richard, Josh, whether you agree with what we're trying, what comment we're making, whatever stand we're taking, we still need you. We have seen instances in our very recent past where women who were speaking out against, speaking out were just disrespected. We've seen that in the last 2 months. It happens not just here, it happens a lot of places. So to have a group of men say, not only are we going to step up and support you as you're speaking so that you are protected, so you have your rights of free speech, you have that security to know that somebody is going to have your back. It's even more encouraging to know that you guys are also committed to doing this with younger men, and younger women, because then that means that our young ladies grow up with a different level of security inside of them. Yes. That security causes causes women to be more confident. And when you have a confident woman, you have so much, that lends to not just her household, but the whole community. What did Gio say earlier? These women are not just thinking about one thing. They own a bunch of stuff. They all over the place. And when you have a woman that is speaking up for whatever she's talking about, then and having a man behind her, she knows she ain't got to worry about somebody trying to hurt her, disrespect her, even be physically aggressive. Women who speak out come up against things that men don't. Like male politicians don't have the same type of challenges that females do. Shoot, men, period, don't have the same types of aggressions that women get. So to know that you guys are discussing this and willing to say this on radio and for the world to hear is just reassuring, it's comforting, and I appreciate it. And I speak for all of the women that we appreciate that vote of support, that vote. It adds to our confidence and makes us just more effective. So I appreciate y'all for that.
Absolutely. So, one of the things I wanted to say that I thought was encouraging too, as a thought, is, and I'm going a little bit further back when we were talking about the then and now, is that I'm amazed to see people in the community who do this type of work. And I knew who they were back then, but to see them now in action, I'm blown away sometimes. I'm like, I did not think that person would be able, like, but who better to kind of lead the youth now? Because I've met also those who are not from this community who have a high education, and I just could not connect with them. It almost felt like they were just reading from a book. But if I meet someone like a Jill, if I meet someone like a Josh, if I meet someone like a Michelle, sometimes my guard is up because in my mind, as a youth, they already got it together. And I might say things like, I've heard things like, you don't know what I'm going through, or you don't know. But man, you will be surprised. Someone like Jill, Josh, Michelle, they have like a doctor's degree in this stuff because not only are they knowledgeable, but they live this life. So in practice, they do this on a daily basis. That's where I think involving yourself with this community that's out here now, in the now, you're going to see some amazing moments in every one of these people. I've seen Josh speak. I've seen Jill speak, not only in open platforms, but on one-on-ones where I'm blown away. I'm constantly rejuvenated by their energy. Michelle, I remember Michelle. I love Michelle because she reminds me of a woman who inspired me. She says, you need to speak more. She gives me my voice. So that's another thing I think as young, not only men, but yes, young individuals realize there's a learning opportunity when there's someone in front of you who's making these differences. If you allow it to change you, if you allow it to be part of it, you will learn, you will be driven. It's intoxicating to be amongst others who are successful. And success for me is watching you guys do what you do, watching others, being part of that event on Saturday. Man, blown away. I met a young lady. Michelle was with me on that. A young lady by the name of Vanessa, and we had a really great talk. We both went to Chester High together, and she said funny, she's jokingly but seriously said, "We the old heads now," and I thought about that. We are the leaders now. You know, I'm thinking, man, just a little while ago, I was 18, graduating from Chester High.
A little while ago, Richard. Was it a little while ago? What's your little while? Okay, go ahead. That's just jokes. I just jokes.
but adding to that, the years of experience, like we didn't just pop up like this overnight.
That's why I always say it's important that's why I give myself freely, Rich. I say it all the time. It's important that they see the work.
Yes.
We nobody just landed here. Nobody just got here by coincidence. We literally know what you're going through. We literally get it. Like man, and we have every aspect. The women, the men, we have it covered. We know exactly what's happening. Yep. We've been in your shoes, and if we haven't been in your shoes, we have someone in the organization that has been, that we could take you to, that could talk to you, that could man, I love what I do. I say it all the time.
Real quick.
Yeah, let's just let Gio bring this to the end.
Oh yeah, I just want to end it with one more time, bigging up the ladies, man, because I know them. Miss Anita, like I really rocks with her. She's dope. Miss Anita, Miss Lynn, Deneen. Big ups to Carol, man, on the big win. Man, this nigga, look, I don't even want to call.
Everybody phone ringing.
Just shout out to you sisters, man. I appreciate what y'all did, man. I appreciate the vision y'all put together. I appreciate the fact that y'all showed my daughter and a lot of other people's daughters what a group of dedicated women can get done. Salute to y'all. Congratulations. And keep pushing, man. We're going to try to get up. You know what I mean? We're going to push for, man, to go ahead and rumble hard in November.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, thank you, everybody, for rocking with us today. Thank you for, hearing us out and hearing our hearts. We are, we're here. We are working, and we are looking to connect every dot that we can with our young people and our families. Congratulations again to Carol Kazim and her team, and everybody who supported her, all the men, every woman, all the kids that were looking up to her, and everybody that came out to vote. You make a difference, and numbers count. Y'all take it easy, and we'll see you next week. Bye.